All right, we're going to use this table to calculate various mortality rates. And keep in mind, mortality is another word for death. So we're looking at cause-specific mortality, age-specific mortality, and then we're going to combine the two to find an age and cause-specific mortality rate. Okay, so you can see here we have various age groups. We have 3 different types of cancer that we're looking at. And then that far right column, the population column, is telling us the total number of people in this population, which here is the entire United States, in that age group. So our first question is asking us to calculate the cause-specific mortality rate for lung cancer. I'm going to go ahead and move this down here and just write out what our formula is for a cause-specific mortality rate. Okay, first, we're going to have the number of deaths due to a specific cause as our numerator. We're going to divide that by the total number of people in the population in that time period, and we're going to multiply it by our constant. Okay. I'm looking here, realizing I again forgot to put the constant in here, so we're going to use 100,000 population. Okay, if you ever notice that I forget to give you a constant, just ask. As you can tell, I sometimes forget, and I'd be more than happy to give you one. You can always default to 100,000 if it's a very large population. If it's a small population, you can default to 100 or 1,000. Okay, so again, coming back to our cause-specific mortality for lung cancer, we're looking at all deaths due to lung cancer. So down here, this 105,677, and we're going to divide it by our total population, which is the 318 million. So we can plug these numbers into our equation and then plug them into our calculator to find our cause-specific mortality rate for lung cancer. So we have 105,677 divided by 318, 357, 56, multiplied by 100,000, which gives us 33.1. Okay, always want to write out an interpretation, tell people what that means. So we had 33.1 deaths due to lung cancer. So this is our cause-specific part of our interpretation per 100,000 population. Now let's go to an age-specific mortality rate. So here we're looking at age-specific for 35 to 44. So we're not asked for a specific type of cancer, we're just looking at the mortality, total mortality in that age group. So in this case, I'm actually going to take all deaths in this age group, which I guess it's still kind of cause-specific because it doesn't include all deaths, but at least for these 3 types of cancer, we're going to add together all deaths due to cancer in this age group. And for our age-specific mortality, we only use the population in that age group. So we are only interested in the total population in the 35 to 44-year-olds. Okay, so again, I'm going to move down a little bit more. Age-specific formula is the number of deaths in an age group divided by the total population in that age group. Okay, so we're focused just in on our 35 to 44-year-olds. Okay, so in this example, we're going to have on top, we're going to have 1,110 plus 5,293 plus 921. Okay, so again, we're taking all the deaths that occurred in this age group, and then we're going to divide it by the total population in that age group, which was 40,813,718 times our constant of 100,000. Again, keep in mind your parentheses here, so if you're plugging this all into your calculator at once, you want to make sure you have parentheses in place so nothing gets out of place. Otherwise, you'll probably get a much different answer than what you're looking for. So as I plug this into my calculator, my answer comes out to 17.9. writing out my interpretation for that, I have 17.9 deaths per 100,000 population aged 35 to 44 years. Okay, so this is the age-specific part of my interpretation. Last but not least, we're going to do an age and cause-specific mortality rate for breast cancer for those that are over the age of 65. So let's go ahead and just write out what our equation is for age and cause-specific. Okay, so now we're going to combine them. We're going to have total number of deaths due to a certain cause in an age group. And we're going to divide it by the total population just in that age group again. So anytime we have an age-specific calculation, whether it's independent or combined with a cause, our denominator becomes the total population just in that age group alone. So for breast cancer, for those over the age of 65, I'm going to put a little star here. We have that 15,350. And then our denominator becomes just the total population in that age group at the 46 million. So plugging numbers into our equation, 15,350 divided by 46,841,975 times our constant of 100,000 gives us an answer of, times our constant, comes out to 32.8 with rounding. And then of course we want to write our interpretation, tell people what that means. So 32.8 deaths due to lung cancer, or due to breast cancer, due to breast cancer. So that is our cause-specific part of our interpretation. Per 100,000 population aged 65 years and older. And that is our age-specific portion of our interpretation.